Welcome back to the High Sea Airborne Report. It's December, and this is the month when everyone starts bringing wood in, cranking up the fireplace, the inserts, and this is also the month when you can get into trouble if you haven't treated your fireplace and your inserts correctly. With me today is Shift Commander Carl Copen from the South Lake Tahoe Fire Department, and we're going to talk about safety. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning, Austin. How are you?
Good, good. So, a lot of tourists own homes up here. 70% of the homes are second homes, and you know, when you have a second home, you don't necessarily maintain it as well as you do your primary residence. But what's the big concern of fireplaces this time of the year?
Well, the big concern is we have people that are away for months at a time. There's a lot of vacation rentals. There's a lot of second homes that people have. So these homes are vacant for months at a time, sometimes maybe years at a time before they come back up and use them. So a lot of things can happen while they're gone. You can get some animals in there that make nests in these chimneys or the heaters. You also want to have them serviced about once a year. So what will happen is people will come up and just fire them up on a cold December right before the holidays, and that could cause a fire.
So animals are nesting inside the fireplaces?
They could, yes. They can get in. Animals can get in anywhere. You know, from squirrels to raccoons up here in Tahoe, and make a nest inside the chimney, inside the fireplace, behind the fireplace, anywhere like that. And then the heat from the fireplace or wood stove can cause that to catch on fire.
Wow. So how would someone know whether or not there's an animal nesting in their fireplace?
Well, they necessarily wouldn't know. And that's the problem. So that's why it's important for them to have their fireplace or wood stove serviced, you know, prior to them coming up, or at least once a year, so they, you know that it's safe.
And we always hear about creosote building up in a fireplace. What exactly is creosote?
Well, creosote is a byproduct of the wood. So, and it occurs when you first ignite the fire and it's at low temperatures. The smoke gas that comes off the wood vaporizes when it hits the cold flue, and that causes creosote. And after many times of doing this and lighting fires and having low heat, that buildup will continue to build up, and then it will eventually clog. And then when the temperature and the oxygen get to the right mixture, that will eventually catch on fire inside the chimney.
So the creosote comes up as vapor, but when it hits the cold, it sort of solidifies on the side of the fireplace?
Exactly.
Okay. And does all type of wood produce the same amount of creosote?
No. The harder woods, you know, obviously, because they're harder, don't create as much of the vapors. The softer woods with the more sap in them, the lodgepole and the Jeffrey pines, and a lot of the woods that we have here in Tahoe that are sold here in Tahoe create more creosote or soot.
So pretty much our trees are going to create more, and if you're getting apple wood or you're getting oak from down below, it's going to create less creosote.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And when the creosote actually catches on fire, does that then back into the house, or does it just blow the whole fireplace apart?
It all depends on the buildup and how much buildup is in there. Most of the time, it will blow out the top of the chimney and out, and then you know, obviously they will call the fire department most likely, or somebody else driving by will see the flames coming out the chimney and call. Sometimes it can back up into like a fireplace, and then cause smoke and embers to come backdraft into the resident.
So, fireplace, you're coming up, you're out of town, you may have buildup, you may have animals. Best thing to do is find yourself somebody that can clean out your fireplace before you crank it up. And I know, you know, it's probably about $80, $90 to get a fireplace done.
Probably.
But you're probably buying yourself a hell of a lot of safety by doing it. When we come back, we're going to talk about freestanding inserts in your homes and what happens with them. We'll be right back.